On China's neutrality on Russia's war in Ukraine and Russia's tilt towards Asia likely to be on display this week when President Xi Jinping makes his first official visit outside his country since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Xi is set to visit Kazakhstan and then Uzbekistan, where he is expected to hold talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin on the sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit.
There appears to be no sign that Chinese President Xi Jinping is ready to drop his support for Vladimir Putin in his war in Ukraine. The leader's trip to Central Asia comes at a time when many nations have come under strain because of Beijing's no-limits partnership with Moscow. President Xi will be meeting with leaders at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit in Uzbekistan this week. The regional bloc is focused on tackling security concerns. The war in Ukraine, tensions over Taiwan, and a stuttering global economy are expected to top the agenda. President Putin will likely use the summit to demonstrate Russia's Asia tilt as Western nations pile sanctions on Moscow. Reports say Russia has already turned to North Korea for artillery shells and rockets.
The assumption throughout this conflict has been that Russia, has an almost inexhaustible supply of artillery shells and other munitions that it can use. Now, evidently, it's become increasingly apparent that that's not the case, that Russia itself has been forced to turn to the few allies that it has who are prepared to provide it with military support, or at least munitions and weapons. And relying on North Korea is not necessarily something that you would expect from a great power like Russia.
The West will be watching closely as Presidents Xi and Putin are expected to hold talks in Uzbekistan. Reports say Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also meet with the Chinese leader. The talks in Central Asia come ahead of China's Communist Party Congress meeting next month, where President Xi is widely expected to secure a third term in power.